There's all kinds of folks within this world that tell you, it really doesn't matter what path you follow as long as you get to that final destination, as long as you get to that end of the path, what you've been seeking for and what you've been longing for. There's all kinds of different paths within this world. And friends, I want you to understand that is the most foolish advice anybody could ever give you. Friends, according to the truth of the Word of God, and either the Word of God is all true or it's all a lie. There can't be any in between. There's only two paths. There's a path that's going to lead to destruction, and there's a path that's going to lead to paradise. How do I know that? Because Jesus told me that, and Jesus told you that, and that is the truth of His Word. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by Him. And so not only is He the way, but He's the truth. And He told you the truth when He says that there's a broad path that leads to destruction and there's a narrow path that leads to paradise. And so when we look in the Word of God right here in the book of wisdom, in the book of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 1, beginning in verse 32, it tells us of our first path, the path to destruction. It says, for the waywardness of the naive will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. That is the path of destruction. That's the path to hell. It is to follow that foolish path. And then the Bible goes on in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 33, the very next verse. It says, but he who listens to me shall live securely. Not only is he going to live, but he says he's going to live securely, and will be at ease from the dread of evil. Going to be at ease from the dread of evil. And so, again, these two paths. Path number one that leads to destruction. Path number two that leads to life. And one path that leads to death, one path that leads to life, one path that leads to destruction, one path that leads to paradise. There's only two paths. There's not many paths. Jesus also said in John chapter 10 and verse 10, He says that the thief, who's the thief? The thief is the devil. That the thief only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But then Jesus turns around and says, but I have come to give life and give it to you abundantly. Now, it's kind of foolish to ask the question this way, which path do you prefer, since there's only two paths, the path to destruction or the path to paradise? Everybody say, well, I want to end up in paradise. Well, there's only one way to get there, and that's through Jesus. Again, John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father but by me. So through faith in Jesus Christ, the one way to follow the one path that leads to destruction, or leads to paradise, rather. So as we look at that, many paths. No, you don't understand what he's talking about. You know where all those other paths lead? Every single one of them to destruction. So in truth, it's only really one path, since they're all going the same way. Which one would you choose? I chose Jesus many years ago. Would you choose Him as well?